Good morning. My name is Stephanie Perry. I currently live in Bogota, Colombia, but I haven't lived in the United States for almost 10 years now. In September, it'll be 10 years total. And so I thought I would answer some move abroad questions from you. Okay? That's going to require you to ask me some move abroad questions. I understand that, okay? But I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to give everyone here a chance to join in the live stream. And while I do that, I'll explain why I'm rushing a little bit. So I've been back in Bogota. I moved to Bogota and got this apartment. I got this apartment July 1st, and it's August 30th. So almost 2 exact months in this apartment. And I went to Delaware to visit my parents and came back. Since I've been back from Delaware for the last 3 weeks, I have gotten COVID. I fell and hurt my shoulder. I had a migraine. And yesterday, one of my crowns fell out. I had 3 root canals and crowns in Costa Rica. One of them fell out. So I have a dentist appointment. It's 9:02 here in Bogota. I have a dentist appointment at 10 o'clock. So you need to get your questions in now. All right. So that's why I'm rushing a little bit, but I wasn't here last week because I was out with COVID. So I wanted to make sure that I did do a live stream today. So good morning. Ask me a move abroad question. Don't wait. Good morning, Carol. Hey, Amina. Hey, Traditional Beauty. Good morning, Teresa. Everyone, please say hi in the chat. Hey, High Vibe. Hey, Kim. Hey, Gail. Hey, Dee. Brown Girls Invest Too. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Joan. Everybody say hi. Okay, just because I'm rushing doesn't mean you don't have to, I'm asking you to not be yourself. Be yourself, say good morning, but ask me some questions. So what kind of questions would I ask me? If I were a person who had some questions about moving abroad, I would ask me personally questions about specific locations. If you know that I've been there, spent some time in Mexico, Costa Rica, here in Colombia recently, a little bit in Curacao in the Caribbean, some here and there. And then I've bopped around Southeast Asia quite a bit: Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. So let's get talking, okay? I would ask me about that. I would ask me about money because I'm not an independently wealthy person. Not yet, anyway. So if you had questions about money and stuff, I would ask me those questions. If you have house sitting questions, I would ask me those questions. I would get to it, okay? And we're going to do these as quickly as we can. And that's that on that. Hello, CM Stu. Have I ever lived in Spain? If so, where? No. I visited Spain, but this was before my full-time travel. I started traveling full-time in 2015, and I visited Spain in the 2010s sometime. I only went to Barcelona and Mallorca, a little island off of the coast. I had no problems with it. It's a nice, the cities, Barcelona. Let's talk about Barcelona because I don't really remember too much about Mallorca. Barcelona, it's a full-on city. It's got what you need. I have no complaints with Spain. There are women in the community, in black women, in the Black women travel and Black women move abroad space. Spain, it does not have the reputation for being the least racist. Okay, they're not the least racist, but you're from the United States probably, so it's gonna be better. Might be better, just not least racist. Yolanda, who lives in Zaragoza, Spain, which is a city-ish town, I think, but beautiful. She has a beautiful life there, right? Yolanda has a beautiful life in Zaragoza, Spain. I think Spain has a lot to offer. So I think because they have towns and cities and beach towns and old historic things and new shiny things, Spain is a lot in one small package. I think Spain is probably even more move-in ready than some parts of Portugal. And it's connected to, of course, Europe, but it's also very easy to get to Spain from the US. Spain is a total package. If you get there and you like it and you like the people, you'll like it. Hi, T. Gaynor Jennings. Your take on border towns, specifically Mexico. Don't do it. No to border towns in Mexico. No to border towns any border towns, right? Bordering any countries where there are contentious relationships. Don't do it. There's too much of Mexico. Mexico is too big for you to be in a border town where they're not only fighting with the other country, but they're fighting with cartel. There are cartels in Mexico. There are drug cartels. That's why you don't hear people going to certain states in Mexico. There are 32 states in Mexico, and you probably hear people moving to half of them. Maybe more than half, but not all of them, not all of them. So stay away from, if other people aren't moving there, it's probably for a good reason. Good morning, everybody. Question, Ms. Demeanor OG, question to begin. Should I start locally taking care of houses while people are away to pad my resume? I've never done this before, but I'm inspired by you. You can start house sitting locally, but that doesn't mean you don't apply for house sits in those other places that you want to go. Apply for house sits where you want to house sit. Okay? It's just often easier for people to accept, to give you the house sit, to book you when you're local, if you don't have any reviews yet. If you don't have any house sitting reviews yet, it's often easier to get started with local clients. But that doesn't mean you don't apply. Apply. Use my new house sitter toolkit and use my letter, the actual letter that I use to get booked to house sit. Use that actual letter, get booked to house sit wherever. I just tell people to start locally because it's easier to trust a local stranger than a stranger who's got to fly in from another continent. But that doesn't mean you won't get booked first away. If you're okay with being away and house sitting for the first time, apply for those house sits. Some people are nervous about that. Some people don't want to add in travel plus house sitting at the same time. So they do the house sitting to get that under their belt. But you don't have to do it that way. I hope that was clear. I'm trying to get my new house sitter toolkit to you. I'm not a person who naturally excels in rushing. I don't, when I have to rush to do things, I generally mess it up more than I get it right, but I'm gonna try to get that. Okay, I just dropped the new house sitter toolkit in the chat for you, Ms. Demeanor. Use the letter, apply anywhere you want. It is just easier to get booked in the beginning locally. Sean's asking for Vietnam info. Vietnam is not a place where you can get residency, as far as I know. So Vietnam is not necessarily a place to move. In Southeast Asia, what people generally do is just bop around. If you're interested in bopping around the world and being a free bird, Vietnam is a wonderful place to add into that because Vietnam is even though the cities are big and bustling, the small towns are quiet and still. They believe in good, fresh food. They believe in massage and this and that and the other. They don't do manicures and pedicures especially well, right? That's a Vietnamese American thing. That's not a Vietnamese thing, but they do them. But they do massage all different types of massage really well and other things. So add Vietnam to your list. I love the region of Hoi An and Da Nang. And then if you're in the mood for some city time, Hanoi is a big old city, and Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, they're big old cities. But you may want to spend more time in the towns than the cities. There is a tourist route through Vietnam from the north to the south, or you can go from south to north. And there are easy buses and trains to get from place to place. It's really easy. If you see someone talking about a specific landmark and you want to go see it, like there's those mountains with water. Y'all know. Okay, so there's the beautiful, when you look at beautiful Vietnam cities to visit or towns to visit, if you see a town that you're interested in visiting, there's an easy way to get there, an easy bus. They make travel and tourism very easy there. This is Locating Cozy. This is Yolanda, who lives in Zaragoza, Spain. Has a nice life, I think, Yolanda, and loves it and is recruiting more Black women to go to Zaragoza, Spain. And how to meet up there and all of that. Yolanda saying, common question I hear is, how do you work through uncertainty or fear of the unknown? I think we've been convinced, I can talk as an American person, we've been convinced that uncertainty and fear are only on the side of the thing that we want to do for our freedom. but that there's no uncertainty or fear on the side of where we already are. And that's a big old lie. There is uncertainty, there is fear where you are today, where the way that you live today, the people you live around today, the way that you make money today, right? We get convinced that having one traditional job is the pathway to financial safety or security. And I don't think that's true. I think that the things we've been convinced are our pathways to certainty, safety, security are actually traps. I feel financially safe knowing that I know how to make money separate from a traditional job. Whereas if I only have ever made money through a job, through an employer, and that was at risk today, I would not feel safe. I would not feel secure. I would feel more than uncertainty. So I think a reframe, understand that what you're taught, the way we're raised in the United States, through generations, through systems, through machinations, the way that we're the way that we're brought up in the United States is probably counterintuitive to the things that you want in your life. At some point, you're going to have to decide that the US way of doing things is not the only way of doing things. And you're going to have to decide that you are willing to take the risk on uncertainty that's going to lead you to the good, instead of holding on to the uncertainty that's pulling you down. At some point, you just have to say, none of this is certain. None of this is safe. I'm going to choose to operate on the side of what is best for me. Looking forward at how many years, how many decades I think I have left, I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose my future instead of staying trapped in a situation that only benefits the rich white man who put these systems in place to begin with. Get used to uncertainty. Get used to fear. Operate with fear right beside you. And see if you don't find the best outcomes. You can stay safe. You can stay wrapped up in a blanket. You can stay, not safe, you can stay wrapped up in a blanket. But when do you live? We're not supposed to be the cocoon all our lives. In the United States, as Black women, we are really, 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 really taught that our life, our responsibility is to help other people live better. When do you? If you're waiting for certainty, and if you're waiting for no fear, if you're waiting for fearlessness, it's not going to happen. What thing have you ever done that you didn't have fear about? From the smallest thing, we're naturally designed to feel fear. If you look at your age, okay? At your age, there are some skill sets that you should have. One of those skill sets is how to do things even when I'm afraid to do things. I don't know a Black woman who does not have that skill set. You just haven't applied it to yourself. You've done it for work, you've done it for your family, you've done it for your church, you've done it for this person and that person. You haven't yet done it for yourself. That skill set will take you far. The skill set of, I'm afraid and I'm doing it. I'm afraid of it and I'm doing it will take you far in life. I don't know people who are living full lives who operate out of fear first, or who let fear drive the boat. Yolanda's question was, but how do we work through that? You don't work through it. You work alongside it. You don't work through fear. You work alongside fear. You let that fear live. Let it live. I think spending a lot of time focusing on how to not be fearful is not helpful. Focus instead on how to do things even when you're afraid. Fear shrinks, it contracts and expands as needed. It comes and it goes. It waxes and it wanes. Knowing how to do a thing, even when you're really, really afraid, is a skill set that will take you far. It will literally take you around the world. Let it. None of the women in my community, in this space, on this channel, none of the women are fearless women. None of us, not none of us. A fearless person dies immediately. A fearless person, my easiest example of this, if I was a fearless person, I have a 2-story apartment. When I felt like going downstairs, I would just jump over the banister instead of walking down the steps. Hashtag fearless, right? I would have 2 broken legs already in this apartment. We don't know, none of us are fearless, and we don't expect you to operate in a fearless capacity. What we expect is for you to still do it. Be afraid, but still do it. Thank you. Keisha, what if you're not retirement ready and want to relocate and get citizenship? There are pathways to citizenship through work. They're just harder. If you have a specific skill set that you know will take you to a job anywhere around the world, or to at least the place you want to go, it is a pathway worth examining, finding a job in another country. It's just that most of the women in this community don't want to find a job in another country, right? Because some of the countries we want to go to, the job is going to pay us peanuts compared to what we're used to being paid. And so we instead find ways to make money aside from a traditional job, right? I have a YouTube channel. I'm a coach. I co-host a virtual summit every year. I co-host a community for Move Abroad, for Black women who move abroad, right? Most of us do something aside from a traditional job, but if you have a traditional job, that could be the pathway to residency and citizenship in another country, okay? So do you do something that is mobile? Or not, it doesn't have to be mobile. Do you do something that you could get a job in another country doing? Do you work for a company that would hire you in another country, right? If that's the case, that may be a valid route. Do you do something? Are you a teacher? Do you work in education? Can you get a job at an international school, right? Those are valid ways to do things. And today we even see healthcare. Do you work in healthcare? And can you get a job? Is there a recruiter who is hiring people to another country from the US, from the US, hiring US workers into another country? If you don't work in education or healthcare or technology, then this probably is not going to be worth your time. But if it is, okay? If it's not worth your time, then what do we do, the rest of us? What do we do to make money to live out the rest of our lives? I told you, one of the first things I said is I'm not financially independent yet, right? I still need to make more money to live out the rest of my life. And I listed out the things that I do. None of the things that I do are related to any work that I've done traditionally, but some of you do some sort of work that would help you naturally transition into being your own employer. If you're a bookkeeper, an accountant, an attorney, can't you do that for you instead of doing that for a traditional job? If you want to be an attorney, I don't know the rules, okay? I don't know anybody's licensing requirements and rules. That's on you to figure out. But if you can be an attorney or an accountant and you can live in Singapore, right? And have your little Singapore life, but your clients are wherever you're allowed to legally see clients, would that work for you? Inside of Exodus Summit 2025, we're talking money this year, okay? Exodus Summit 2025's theme is Move Abroad Money. If money is the thing that you need to solve so that you can leave the United States, so that you can leave your country and live someplace else, then you should already have your ticket to Exodus Summit 2025. Tickets are at exodussummit.com. I'm gonna try to type this. Tickets went on sale yesterday. Okay, Exodus Summit 2025's theme is More Move Abroad Money, and the link is ExodUSsummit.com. It's very easy. You guys see how easy we made that? Okay, somebody let me know if I did the link right, please. Okay, that is, this is where I would be on October 10th through 13th, 2025. It's all online. Exodus Summit is all online. So some of the sessions, we are not announcing speakers yet, contracts and stuff and whatever. We're not announcing the speakers yet. We do have some speakers lined up, but we have a session on premium course creation. We have a session on paid memberships, right? Memberships, communities now are moving off of platforms like Facebook and whatever, platforms that have an algorithm attached, where the algorithm decides who sees what and who doesn't. Platforms are moving into other spaces in paid communities. So we have a session on paid communities and memberships. We have a session on trading, right? Investing, trading. Investing is, I would describe trading as faster investing, right? Investing where you're more involved and more hands-on. We have a session on part-time work for full-time pay, which doesn't mean you only work part-time every day. It means you only work part of the year. We have a session on working part of the year and making enough money to live your full year. Consultants and contractors and ad locum tenens and traveling nurses, they do this kind of thing. Work a little bit, get all the money you need for a year or more, go away, live where you want to live, come back, work for a few months, leave for months again. We have a taxes session, expat taxes. When you leave the United States, when you're out of the United States for more than a specific number of days in a year, your federal tax burden is lowered significantly. The amount of federal taxes you owe is lowered significantly when you don't live in the United States. Look at that, right? So we have some sessions lined up already so that you can get your move abroad money. If you're not already registered for Exodus Summit, go ahead and get your ticket now at ExodUSsummit.com. It's okay if you leave and do that right now. And then block off on your calendar Friday night, October 10th through Monday, all the way through Monday evening, October 13th, 2025. Block that off of your calendar. Okay. Money is often a thing that we don't want to get started trying to figure out for the move abroad, right? It's often the thing that women are like, I still haven't figured it out, and I haven't, but it's often more, I want to say straightforward. It's more straightforward than we think it is when we start thinking. When you start thinking about like, well, I can't take my job with me. I know I can't take my job with me. So what is it going to mean? Do I need to start all over? Do I need to get a whole new skill set? Do I need to get a whatever? Women go through that fear, right? That panic, but then usually end up pretty close to where they were. They usually end up with a solution that was pretty close to what they were doing already, right? Just making sure that they make it work. And sometimes they mix in a few different things, right? So I told you, I have a business. I also have this YouTube channel. I have a few different things. I have a digital course. So we're talking premium course creation. I don't have a premium course, but I have a course. House Sitter School is like $67, right? I have a few different things that mean when it's time to pay my rent in Bogota, Colombia, I pay my rent in Bogota, Colombia. Okay, right? Yeah, so Exodus Summit 2025, get your tickets. Okay, we have 5 minutes of questions left, 5 minutes. So let me run through these as quickly as I can. If money is the reason you don't have your money for your Exodus, you should be there, right? You could keep saying, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't know how to do it. I don't have a job over there. Or you could put the money down, come to Exodus Summit 2025 and figure it out. Get coaching, get support, get community, get resources that you wouldn't have been able to work out on your own. I believe in that. right? I believe in getting help. My tooth, my crown fell out. I'm headed to the dentist. I'm not fixing my tooth myself, right? You don't have to do everything on your own. Get support. Find somebody who knows what they're doing and get them to help you. That's what happens at Exodus Summit. This is our 6th year of Exodus Summit. 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is our 6th year of Exodus Summit. It's our 6th year of getting Black women out the door, of specifically getting Black women their money to get out the door. We focused on money a couple of years, but we talk about money every year. ExodusSummit.com. Okay, CK, I aspire to not work when I retire with a pension and Social Security. How does one adjust to a non-salary lifestyle and travel without anxiety? It just takes some time. It takes some time for you to see that money. It's new. Switching over, this is a thing that I didn't realize until I got into this world, because for me, I've had times in my life when I just didn't work, right? When I was on the GI Bill after the Army, I didn't work, right? But it's hard for some people to not see new money always coming in, even though no, you said pension and Social Security. So you will have new money coming in. So let me switch my answer. Okay. How do you adjust to the non-salary lifestyle? A month at a time, right? You set your budget loosely. If you're a budget person, you loosely set a budget. And then you look at it this next month and you say, oh, I got a little extra money to take a vacation. And then you use that. And then next month you look at your budget again and you're like, okay, I'm actually spending less money every month than I had anticipated, even with that vacation. 1 month at a time is the answer. 1 month at a time. You look at the money, you come up with a loose idea based on what other people tell you, based on your experiences in that location that you're moving to. But it's really just after a couple of months. I traveled for a full year on savings. And for the first few months, I tracked every dollar, at least in Thailand. So that would have been September, late September, all of October, all of November, and part of December, I think. I tracked every single baht. Every time I went out and came back, I wrote down everything I spent. And you just I'm a feel person. So after that, after a couple months, I got a feel for how much money was coming out and going. So a month at a time. It's okay to be nervous about how much money you have to spend in the beginning. Just look at it, track it, and then at some point you'll have a feel for it. This is how often I can go out to eat without being stressed out. This is how often I can book a plane ticket without being worked up about it, right? A little bit at a time. It's a new way of living. And so we shouldn't expect a new way of living to automatically just naturally fit us. It might, but it might not. So instead, just write it down, track it, see what happens. When you bop, how far out do you schedule or book your travel plans? As long as you're not traveling during a big holiday in that country, you probably don't need to book things out more than a couple of weeks. If that. Flying in Asia is very different from flying in the United States of America. So you can book a flight that day, right? But I would say a week or two. I wouldn't book anything out much further than that unless it's a holiday or unless you get some amazing deal. Anything you book out if you're going to travel for a year full time, anything that you book out 4 months or more, understand that you're possibly losing that money because you're going to change your mind. Either you're going to like another place and you're going to want to stay there longer, or you're going to hate a place and you're going to want to leave earlier. Anything you book months in advance, likely you're going to want to change it for some reason or another. So, for most places, if it's not a big holiday, a couple weeks. But you do want to know what the holidays are in that place. What's the big holiday there? Okay, let me look at let me scroll down. Okay, congratulations, Valerie. Listen, Exodus Summit is life-changing, okay? Because I and Rashida created Exodus Summit, some people would expect us not to use those words, that language, but we already know it's life-changing, okay? Because in 2020, 2021, Anybody here? Anybody, any one of those years change your life? 2022, 2023, 2024, already has Black women living a life that before was just a dream. Okay? But we're not just a dream people. I personally am not just a dream person. I'm meant to have those things. I'm meant to live those things. And Exodus Summit does that. The speakers that we bring in for Exodus Summit do that. They get you where you need to go. If money is where you need to go, you should be at Exodus Summit 2025. And I say that with my whole heart, with my chest. Okay. Iman, if you're retired and make more than $1,200 a month, look at Panama. After you get your legal immigration status, 20% off travel, restaurants, entertainment. Yes. There are places where you can live on $1,200 a month, no problem. Okay. Panama is one of them. Ecuador. Yes, absolutely. Okay, friends. So I got to go get my new tooth. I think what she's going to have to tell me, I got 3 root canals and crowns. The other ones were immediately good. Perfect. The one was a little shaky, a little wobbly, but I didn't do anything about it. I don't know why. I don't have an answer. It was a little wobbly. And so I think she's going to tell me today that I need a temporary tooth right now and I need an implant. I think I'm going to have to get a tooth implanted in there because the crown just came off yesterday. I was sick, I had COVID, and this COVID comes with serious gastrointestinal problems. Okay, so I had major problems for 2 weeks. And yesterday I was like, I'm going to eat real food. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm eating real food because I've been eating oatmeal and scrambled eggs for almost 2 weeks now. If that, oatmeal, scrambled eggs, and ramen noodles. And yesterday I was like, I'm gonna eat a real sandwich. I'm eating my chicken. Tooth came right off. So I gotta go to my dentist. The good news is in Colombia, my total health insurance is $1,800 for the year and everything is covered. So when I had the COVID, the doctor came and did the house call. And I got no bill, no charge. I didn't ask any questions, but the lady had already explained the insurance to me. No charge. And today I'm going to the dentist. I don't know. I think this is included as well. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to the dentist. And then I'll be around here working today. Saturday is usually a work day for me. Congratulations to all of you who have already registered for Exodus Summit 2025. Some of the women in this chat, some of you are kind of new, but what you don't know is there are women in this chat for whom Exodus Summit has sent them out into the world, right? They went from, I have a job in Washington, D.C. I live in D.C. I go to work to, where is she now? Oh, she's in wherever. I can't, there's no place I couldn't name. She's in Bangkok, Thailand. She's in Johannesburg, South Africa. She's in Mexico City. She's in Cartagena, Colombia, right? This is what this event does. This is what Exodus Summit does. Yes, it's part family reunion. Even if you've never been to a thing before, it's still gonna feel like you're at a family reunion, part family reunion. But it's mostly speakers, Black women speakers coming in and saying, here's how you make your money. So some of the sessions I've already named. We can't announce speakers yet, but we will be soon. Early bird prices end on September 19th. Last day for early bird price is September 19th. Prices go up September 20th. And before then, you'll know most of the speakers, okay? But we're talking about communities and memberships as a payment, paid communities and memberships. We're talking premium course creation. We're talking trading and investing. We're talking part-time work for full-time pay. Oh, a couple I didn't name. We're talking, and in taxes, we're talking expat taxes. That session alone will save somebody enough money for the whole price of the ticket. We're talking freelancing as well, freelance writing in particular as well. And then we'll have several more to announce very soon. Okay, nice to see you all. Sorry for rushing, but thank you for being here. Since this video was kind of short, you may want to take a second and share this with somebody. It's hard to share a 2 and 3 hour video, I know, okay? But this was a good little cute video. Share it with a Black woman you know who is interested in potentially, possibly, maybe moving abroad, and who needs to be welcomed into the Exodus Summit community. Please take a second and hit the share button on this video. Also hit the like button before you go. If you're watching the replay, hello friends in the future. I hope it's wonderful there. Say hi in the comments. Thank you. Okay, share this video, hit the like button, and get your ticket to Exodus Summit 2025 and work on making this a real thing for you. Okay, things are not going to get smoother in the United States. That man, y'all's president, he might be rotten and stinking in the ground sometime soon. I don't know, right? He may be in the ground sometime soon, but that does not put an end to all of the plans that those people have in that country. It only helps to accelerate some of the plans because the people who are next in line are even racister, if that's possible, even assholier, if that's possible. I don't think your plan of waiting until that man is rotten and stinking in the ground, I don't think that is a viable plan. I think the plan is to get out of that place because Project 2025 is one piece, okay? What is on, if that is all the bullshit that was on Project 2025 or in Project, what is Project 2026? Do you want to be working in the fields again? Okay, get yourself a plan together. I gotta go, okay? Thank you very much for joining. See you guys again soon. Happy weekend. Exodus Summit is October 10th through 13th. Block it all off on your calendar. And we'll see you again soon. Oh, I don't have my Exodus shirt on today. This is just an old shirt from Target from forever ago. Okay. Bye, friends. Thank you for taking the time to wish me well wishes. I do feel good, even though I sound a little congested still. I do feel much better, and my tooth doesn't hurt because ain't no nerves in there. It doesn't hurt. So I'll let you know how it goes once I get everything taken care of. Have a wonderful day. Share the video, please. I'm asking you nicely. Okay. Bye, friends. Okay.